To Friday, August 12th. What can I say? Weekend's here. Let me go and get everything synced in here together real quick so I can see who all's here. There's that. Little thumbs up of there. Little PSA right there. And a little share right there. Woof. And there we go. There we go. Good evening, Terry. Hope you're doing well tonight. Not much family here yet. They're all kind of, the couple that are here is just kind of sitting back in the shadows right now, just checking things out. Hey, Chad. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well tonight, bud. Did did Tassie get a hold of you about Ghostorama? Get it on your schedule for next Saturday? Good, good. I was talking to her the other day about it, and she said she couldn't remember if she put it on your schedule or not. If she told you, you forgot. Yep, that is in Paw Paw next Saturday at the Paw Paw Playhouse. There in Paw Paw, Michigan. Goes from like 10 to 6, I think. Um, but yeah, I figure with all the paranormal investigators there, the psychics, everybody else that's going to be coming in for that event, the crystal dealers, I figured it'd make a hell of a podcast. When I saw The Rifleman, it brought back some great memories of my dad. I love that show. I was just watching it earlier today. When I got done uploading the video this morning, I went in there and flipped on um, one of my old channels, and there it was, every episode of The Rifleman. I kicked back, started watching it. The really cool thing about Ghostorama is the way we've been receiving it, or people have been receiving it and commenting about it. It looks like we might do more than one next year. Once again at the Paw Paw Playhouse, at the Van Buren County Museum, possibly a couple more of them at little undisclosed locations. Places we've investigated, places Danny's investigated that are really cool and would make some really 1 to 7. Doesn't sound, I think, oh well. Maybe it is. Maybe it is 1 to 7. I haven't looked at the ad for it in a while. I was going to redo the ad today where you could actually understand it a little bit, and I got too hung up watching old classic westerns. I'm sitting here eating dinner. I got to wait till after the live stream. I have this thing about eating on camera, and the wife just got back. The only place here in town that you can order pizza from, um, that wanted almost an hour to cook pizza. Hey, Templar. Good to see you, bud. They were so busy they wanted almost an hour, which I know I've told you guys we only have a McDonald's and a Subway and a gas station, and then we got Porky's, which is a gas station here in town, but they have a hog farm. They slaughter all their own hogs, sausage. They slaughter their own beef for the hamburger, stuff like that. And well, needless to say, yeah, they're a little cocky on their pizza, but it's good. So, but she had to make a 2-hour round trip to go get her grandmother tonight because her cousin decided not to make the 1-hour trip down here to do our hair tomorrow. So she had to get off work after working 8 hours and then drive, well, an hour and a half almost up the other side of Kalamazoo, then an hour and a half back. And she just got home with the pizza, so I'll be waiting till after the live stream to eat. Oh, let me see here. 1 to 7 next Saturday, the 20th. Okay, already read that one. Oh man, I was going to order a pizza last weekend. It was going to be close to $30 for a pizza and breadsticks. I couldn't do it. Tell me about it. That's about what it runs out here. Now, we used to have a place here in town that just recently closed. They had a pizza called the Stone Lake Monster. And it was about $36 for the pizza alone. But the pizza was like 26 inches across. I mean, it was huge. It was over 2 feet across for the pizza. The pizza box, I think, was I think the pizza box was 29 or 30 inches square for this pizza to fit down into. But they went out of business. So COVID killed them. So I refuse to order out right now. One place wants $38 for 2 small pizzas. I'll do without. Yeah, see, we normally do the frozen pizza thing because we can get them, 3 for $5 or something like that. But she actually wanted to splurge tonight, and I had to remind her it was Friday night, so it's going to be, 9 o'clock, a little after, before I get a chance to get my pizza, so. Oh well. Good evening, Jan. Hello, Jay. Good to see you guys. Hope you're doing well tonight. I couldn't think of anything else to do tonight besides just kick back and chat. Be completely honest with you, I've been watching The Rifleman all day long, laying in there on the bed, in front of the fan, chillaxing. Well, since I got done talking to Jan about next weekend and got the video uploaded and got the advertisement for it uploaded on TikTok, and then I went in, laid down on the bed, chillaxed. I got the bloody damn hiccups. Lord have mercy. But, yeah, Chad, if you were interested in coming to the event still and you don't have anything planned, I'm sure we can find some space for you. I don't think it's going to be so overcrowded. I mean, I think it's going to be busy, and there's going to be a lot of people there, especially with the car show and the ghost hunt and stuff like that. But I think we could probably find some space for you up there. If nothing else, just doing readings and stuff all day. Because I don't think we have a card reader coming. Humidity has dropped. It was very nice today. It's very nice here too. It was very nice here. I think it's 75 degrees right now. Um, I guess it's still sunny out, but it didn't get warm today. Had a breeze blowing in the windows all day long. Actually had to put on a long sleeve shirt laying in front of the fan earlier. I got kind of chillery. Good evening, Tony. Good to see you, bud. Sounds good. Sounds good. You're more than welcome, bud. You're more than welcome. Rather cold on this old ass body. Yep, that's exactly how it was for me too. It was chilly as all get out. Nice thing is, by me waiting until 9 o'clock or a little after to eat, maybe the wife will be asleep by then. I can go turn the Rifleman back on and watch some more episodes of that. Good stories to go to sleep on. Oh, I'm doing good for the shape I'm in. You're still you're still young, Terry. I bet you got a nice shape. Sure. Hey, it's like I always tell the wife. It's like the beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and as long as I beholding you, you're beautiful. Why I got my legs crossed in the chair right now. That way my socks don't get dirty, and when I move my chair back and forth like this, y'all can hear the little slurpy, sloshy sounds. You know, kind of like shoveling out kind of like shoveling out the stalls. We all know what that sounds like, and smells like, and feels like. I, I'm not kissing up. So, since everybody's here, I mentioned this morning that I had an idea for an invention. I mean, it's kind of a niche kind of thing, but it's something people have asked for in the past, especially fans of a certain movie franchise. I'm sure everybody knows what a PKE meter is. Let me reach over this thing right here, and I will grab PKE meter. This is a PKE meter, of course, made famous from Ghostbusters. What I want to do is I actually want to work a EMF detector into a PKE meter. So all the buttons will work an EMF detector. And instead of having the different colored lights that light up this way on an EMF detector, the arms will actually raise out on this, and the lights will light up depending on the strength of the EM energy that you run across. And of course, you know, it'll have all the lights and sounds, of course, but it will still work. Yes, the wings on this one do pop out, but I want to make it where they'll start to come out depending upon how strong the field is that you run across, and the lights will interact by speed. It has what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has 7 lights on each wing. So they'll actually, the wings will start to come out depending on your field strength, and the lights will move faster on it depending on the field strength. That's my idea. It's actually got a much larger speaker down here than the regular EMF detector does, or K2 meter, whatever you prefer to call it. But that's my idea. And of course, you've got your on and off switches right here to power it as the K2 or the EMF detector. That's my idea. There have been a lot of people that have talked about finding a way to actually build a PKE meter to do ghost hunting with. We technically have one. We technically have one, and it's a K2 meter. So, but instead of detecting, you know, paranormal kinetic energy, PKE, it'll detect EMF. So that's the idea. And like I said, a lot of people have inquired over the years about actually having a PKE meter to do ghost hunting with. I'm just trying to get my technical little brain wrapped around integrating the two things together. So we'll see what happens. Dad took us to our first drive-in movie. It was the movie Shane. I bust my sister's ass and I'll shout out, Shane! It's getting better, Jay, and I got 2 more weeks and I go back to the doctor on 21st, start therapy. Cool, cool, cool. We'll get you up walking around in no time. If I could oscillate microwave frequencies fast enough you could fly, it's very possible. It's very possible. Trying to beat me with my dimension portal. I'll tell you what, for what those things cost, you can usually buy those things for about 20 bucks. You can buy the small PKE meter or the small EMF detectors for about 20 bucks. You go getting the fancier EMF or the K2 meters, you're paying right around 60 or 70 bucks for them. So, especially the digital ones. So if I can find a way to integrate the circuits together, I could actually sell those for right around that $40 or $50 range. And, you know, people who actually do ghost hunting that are fans of the movie franchise will basically have a working PKE meter to do ghost hunting with. So, and yes, I do have a brain. It works. I've been tested multiple times. And I love the dimensional portal thing. You know, I've been trying to get a hold of Bob, Danny's guy, for about a month now because of the large radio receiver I have over here. I showed it to you guys once before. This thing here, it doesn't oscillate fast enough when I'm changing the frequencies, and I don't know exactly what to fix inside there to get it to change frequencies faster. But that's basically a paranormal portal. I know on the motherboard you've got a piece that's got a lot of little bent over tabs on it. There's two of those tabs you have to bend out, and it'll scan like 600-700 channels every 10 seconds. So it'll be a lot like a voice box or a paranormal portal. Squirrel Sniper, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I went to CT scans, showed it was there. Oh yeah, Jen, I'll send you a picture on Messenger after the stream. Red Mercury, your thoughts? Don't know enough about Red Mercury to give any thoughts on it. Don't know enough about it. Makes a decent thermometer. There you go. I thought that was silver mercury. No, I don't. I honestly don't know enough about red mercury to give any thoughts or opinions or anything on it. Well, I hope everybody had an absolutely amazing Friday. For those of you who actually have the weekend off, congratulations, it's finally here. Red was used before the last reset. Since then, we only use silver mercury. Huh. Very cool. I remember being young and seeing our old thermometer outside the kitchen window. It had the red mercury in it. But yeah, I've noticed of late, within the last decade and a half, I have been seeing nothing in the stores but silver mercury in a thermometer. Now, right up that same subject, though, our thermostat for our old furnace in the house that I grew up in, the house was built, or the furnace was built in 1955, and it had a silver mercury balancer in it. If you took the faceplate off the thermostat, you had the two levers that was basically on a rocker. And, one was for cool air, one was for warm air, air conditioner, heater. And there was a mercury cylinder in the center, and it worked as a balancer. Yeah, a mercury switch. Thank you, Tony. It was used in all Tesla's work. It helps vamp amplifiers too. I didn't know that. Wow. Mercury switch. That only makes sense. Hello, Candy. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this wonderful Friday evening. I hope Mr. Tyler's doing good. I haven't talked to him since... Well, I actually talked to him the day after they got back. And then, of course, he's been in a couple live streams since they got back from their visit here, and I have not talked to him since. I have got no clue what's going on with him, if he's doing well, what the deal is. I haven't even seen him on Messenger. Sonoluminescence is also an amazing example of frequencies. Sonoluminescence. Explain sonoluminescence. I'm not familiar with that. He was sick yesterday, he said. Doesn't surprise me. He stresses out about so many things. I just don't get surprised anymore when he's sick. I mean, you all know how stressed out I get. I get to the point where I don't want to move. I just want to lay in bed. It's kind of like a major bout of depression. But he really, really gets physically ill over stress. Creating a bubble within a liquid. Play a frequency, it collapses the bubble onto itself, causing a star in a jar. Okay, I understand that. That house doesn't help either. No, he did get the mold and stuff cleaned up in the basement. That was taken care of. He did inform me of that while he was here. That the landlord actually did take care of the white mold in the basement. See, he had the option when he moved in this place, he had the option to buy it on contract, which means, he would be responsible for all the repairs and stuff on the house. And, when it comes to his ex and the situations there, I have told him he's allergic. He was allergic to the mold, and that's why he was waiting on the landlord to hire the professionals to come in and clean it, because he couldn't get anywhere around it. He actually needed a respirator type mask, and there was no place in his town he could get one. But I had told him multiple times about positioning cameras on the outside of the property and stuff like that, how to point them so they didn't interact with the neighbor's house or anything like that. And I think he's bought 2 cameras. He needs 8. But plus, he's got 2 girls getting ready to start back to school and stuff, so he's really, he's really stressing out. So, I can understand it. I I was having a night, well, see, KG, you and Candy both talked to him. He's had people attempt to break in the house. He's had people vandalize his old vehicle, things like that. And I've told him, he sent me pictures of the house when he first moved into it. And I told him, you need to position cameras here, 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 and here to cover the front of your house. Double angle on your front door or the whole front of your house. If you position them like this, hey, fishing. Good to see you, bud. Yeah, a little black mold never hurt anyone. Except everyone. But, how to cover the entire front of the house, the whole front porch from both angles, going down both sides of the house and across the back. And he needs them pointing at his back door and his front door that cover those 2 rooms. So that way the house and the vehicle are covered. Cameras are okay. I much prefer at least 75 pounds of teeth. I don't blame you for that. I prefer 75 pounds of teeth as well. But if you want to see them pay and not in a physical way, then cameras are your best way to go. That way you have the photographic video proof that it's them trying to break in your home and damage your vehicle, steal the kids' Christmas presents, stuff like that. Scars are a permanent reminder of one's stupidity. Yeah, well, a large bite in the ass. I can agree with that. I personally cannot believe that law enforcement in Iowa is so lax that he can send them messages from Messenger where they threaten him and his daughter's lives and stuff like that, and constantly violate a no contact order. And these guys are just like, oh, it's not proof enough. Okay, whatever. Leave Iowa, dude. Leave Iowa. You can go within 5.5 hours of home, of where she lives at. Leave Iowa. See, Terry, our law enforcement here are super cool. Super cool. You know, you call them, and well, let's go back a couple of years ago when swatting was popular. You know, guy sitting here doing a live stream, somebody gets on there that wants to harass him, some troll or something, and they call local law enforcement and say, well, this guy's threatening his family's life, or this guy's talking about suicide or something. Next thing you know, the cops come busting in the door with no evidence, no proof, no nothing. And they grab him, throw him to the ground, handcuff him, etc., etc. When that was a popular thing, I actually went to our local law enforcement, our chief, and told him, you guys know what I do for a living. This is a very popular thing now with trolls and people that want to cause the other people's channel harm. And they just kind of laughed and said, well, we know if we ever get a call for you, it's going to be BS. And we'll let dispatch know it's BS. Yeah, we might send somebody over, but, you know, chances are, you know, it's going to be an off-duty officer, and he's going to knock on the door, and you're going to get him on camera, and you guys are going to have a good laugh about it, and he's going to walk back out. He said, that kind of stuff don't happen in towns where we know everybody, dude. Must be that Children of the Corn syndrome. I never met anyone from Iowa. Oh, yeah. His little girls are not quite that psycho. They have got a combination of he and their mother's DNA, though, so I would not piss them off. They might go nutso on you. You might come to find out just how serious ADHD can be. John Wayne was from Iowa. Was he really? I didn't know he was from Iowa. John Wayne escaped. Yeah, really. Somerset. I did not know that. I gotta look that up real quick. I did not know that. Winterset. You were close. It wasn't Somerset. It was Winterset. Winterset, Iowa. Born in Winterset, Iowa, grew up in Southern California. Lost a football scholarship to the University of Southern California, and as a result, became the man we all know and love as the Duke. Swearingen Deadwood frame was as well. Yeah, wrong season, but you were close. I mean, it was a season set. You know, I've heard the same thing, Terry. I heard he did not like horses. I also heard he did not like indigenous people. And that's why he mostly used Hispanics to play the role of Indians in his movies. So, I mean, his son denies that, and I never read the book on his life, the biography that was done about him. So, I don't know. I don't know what the truth is to that. But I heard he did not like Native Americans, and that's why he always had Hispanics play the role of Native Americans in his films. He had a large ranch in his older age. Now that I did know. Southern California. Of course, you know that's where our friend Peter Shirako's from, is Southern California. He's got a very large ranch out there that they do filming and stuff on. Oh, his ranch was in Arizona? Now, I did not know that. And a yacht. .26 bar. Sounds like a great pub crawl to me. Sounds like a great pub crawl. 26 bar? Oh yeah. Last night, the wife and I sat down and watched a brand new movie. I was going to do a review on it because it kind of falls into that history of entertainment thing, but it's also the beginning of a great franchise of movies. The very first one to come out, of course, had Jesse the Body Ventura in it, had Arnold Schwarzenegger, had a few other big name stars. You guys all know it as Predator. Of course, they made Predator 2, Predator 3, AVP. They made a few other ones. Well, the new movie Prey came out, and it actually takes place during the mid 1600s, where the Predator is facing off against Comanches. It was badass. Historically speaking, the outfits were great. The French traders that were in there, French fur trappers that were in there, all spoke perfect French. All their camp accoutrements, their Charleville rifles, everything. I mean, the people that made this movie done their historic research. Even the Predator himself looked 200 or 300 years older by his suit, the way he wore his helmet, everything compared to the newer movies. I was blown away. I mean, I sat there with my mouth hanging open watching this thing. It's like, holy crap, he looks like a Wendigo walking around. Of course, you know, the Comanche have another name for the forest demon. The Great Lakes Indian tribes called it a Wendigo. The Comanche had another name for it. But that's what he resembled, was some kind of a Wendigo type creature. Amazing film. If you're if you're a Predator fan or not, I would say watch it strictly for the um, the historic part of it. Badass little film. My co-host did not like it at all. I don't know your co-host, but as a historian, it was a great movie. Action got a little iffy at times, but historically speaking, it was a great movie. Of course, I didn't like the fact that the Comanches all spoke perfect English, but I think they did that um, just so we could basically understand it. Because when the French talked, um, you didn't understand it. They didn't have any subtitles in English at the bottom. Thank God the conversations only lasted for a few seconds, and then they would bring in like a French English translator, or, well, French Comanche translator, and he spoke English. So the idea of a female protagonist bumped him out of the movie. My wife asked about that, and she didn't understand why the girl's brother's friends, all the male hunters, treated her so badly. And I had to explain to her that was not a woman's role. That was not a woman's role to go out and be the hunter, or to take the test of becoming a young man. But she was so proficient with her weaponry that apparently before her father was killed, he actually would take her out and play with the bow and teach her how to throw a hawk and stuff like that. And I had to explain that to my wife, was the fact that, this was not a normal woman in the mid 17th century for her to want to go out and be this great hunter. So, the woman's job was to cook the meals, raise the children, go out and harvest plants and stuff like that that the family could use, while it was the man's job to go and hunt. So to have a woman protagonist doing this was different. It was very different. The Elvis movie was decent. Now, I have not seen the Elvis movie yet. I have not seen the Elvis movie yet, but I will definitely check it out, because I think it's on, it's either on Stars or HBO right now. Now, of course, I've not seen the new Jurassic Park yet, or Jurassic World Dominion. It's still in the theaters. We can rent it on Stream TV, but it's like $20 to rent it. And it's like I told the wife, number one, we don't have an extra $20 that can go to something else. Number two, give it 6 months and it'll be free. Just like Ghostbusters was. Ghostbusters came out the beginning of December or November, and by April, I think, March or April, it was on some of the free streaming. I think it's on Prime, it's on Stars, I think it's on HBO now. I think that's it right now. I haven't looked anyplace else. I'll definitely check that out, Fishing. I've been wondering about that. I was exactly the same way with the Freddie Mercury movie when it came out last year. I've always been a huge Queen fan, and I wanted to see just how well they done with that. And the second that I saw it, I was all over that film, and that was a tear-jerking film. I'll tell you what, I'm not ashamed to say I cried like a girl. I cried like a baby watching that movie. I quite often will watch these talent shows. America's Got Talent, Britain's Got Talent, The Voice, stuff like that, and hear these people doing Freddie Mercury's music and can't help but wonder if he ever realized just how epic his music was going to be this long after his death. I don't care to see many new movies. I will pass on the social commentary. I don't watch a lot of new movies. I don't. The Stephanie asks me all the time, why do I always watch the same films over and over again? And it's like because I've seen them and I know I like them. You know, the year I graduated high school, The Princess Bride came out. I bet I've seen that movie 25 times. You know, I will stick. Time Bandits came out in like 1984. I bet I've seen that movie 20 or 25 times. I like to stick with the movies I'm familiar with because I already know I like them. Every once in a while, though, something new comes out that kind of grabs my fancy a little bit, or part of a continuing chain of films or something. Like Jurassic World Dominion. I remember going to the theater and seeing Jurassic Park when it first came out, and loved it, As a little kid, I thought for sure I was going to grow up and get into paleontology. I was fascinated with dinosaurs, and to actually, have a movie where they did bring them back, and then another movie, and another movie, and another movie. Back when drive-ins only cost like, you know, $5-6 to get a carload in. Time Bandits helped out financially by George Harrison. I have seen The Postman, but the book was better. Are you talking about The Postman with Kevin Costner in it? I don't think Kevin Costner's ever made a movie or a show or anything that I haven't liked. I even liked Waterworld, and I don't like the water. Now, I've never read the book of The Postman. Time Bandits. Oh, yeah, that's a classic, man. Time Bandits is an amazing film. Of course, the wife has a fear of dwarfs, spiders, clowns, dolls. I think that's it. So she's never seen Time Bandits. But one of these days I'm going to sneak it in on her. And if she can sit through that one, I'll find an old movie from the 80s called Under the Rainbow, and I'll sneak that one in on her next. As a matter of fact, I think the only dwarf that she's not afraid of is the little Hindu girl from American Horror Stories. Um, what was it? American Horror Story Freak Show. That's the only one that I've never heard her shudder when it came on the screen. So, of course, you want to see my wife poop on herself. You want to find a small spider with a clown mask, and yeah, she'll right up the wall. I can see it now. I tease her all the time. She'll see a spider or a dwarf or something, and she'll shudder on screen when it's on screen, and I'll say, just think if he came out with a clown mask on and four more legs, you'd be having a heart attack right now. Shut up. Don't remind me. You really don't want to see me sleep tonight, do you? I think it'd be funny to watch you toss and turn all night long, and right when you start to relax, of course, I'll take my fingers and slowly move them up your arm or something like that. Watch you spring up out of bed and leave a pee trail behind you. As long as it's not bigger than me, I don't care. I was in here one morning working on a video. She was getting ready for work. And all of a sudden, my phone goes nuts. She goes, there's this huge spider in here in the bathroom. I can't go anywhere because it's right by the door, 3 foot from me. There's no place I can go. Every time I try to move, it moves in the same direction I am. Can you come and get it? I'm thinking there's a wolf spider or something in there that's 3 inches across. I go in there, it's one of them teeny tiny little brick spiders. Probably the size of my pinky nail. She is about ready to have a stroke. So, of course, I over dramatized it. Wait, I'll be right back. Ran in the bedroom, grabbed one of my swords, come rushing back in the bathroom like a knight in shining armor, and harpooned the spider. Of course, I cut him completely in half with the tip of it, and both pieces stuck to the wall. And I, moved the sword and walked out of the room, and she said, well, are you going to clean it up? I said, no, it's icky. And came back in here. And didn't hear the end of that one until she went to work, and I wiped him off the wall with a little teeny tiny corner of a piece of toilet paper and threw him in the toilet. There's Tyler. I was just talking about you, son. Starting to worry about you a little bit. Hadn't heard from you in days. Heard you've been under the weather. Sorry about that. Hope you get to feeling better. Almost been to the ER a couple of times. Well, maybe that's the problem. Maybe you shouldn't almost go to the ER. Maybe you should actually follow through and go. And then that way they can tell you what's wrong with you and you can get better. Yeah, he got a bad case of druvid when he was here. That's what it was. Poor little feller. I hope the girls are still at your mom's house and not, y'all aren't like passing this thing back and forth to each other. I know they start back to school here in the next, what, week or two? Yep. No kissing and hugging on Drew like Tyler does. That way y'all don't get a bad case of druvid. We don't want that. We don't want to send all this back down to Cincinnati. Yeah, exactly. Where's my Lysol? You got it. Yesterday I was freezing under blankets. Night before last, I puked on my PlayStation and my dresser. Well, that's definitely no way to treat your PlayStation. Your dresser at least don't have all the cracks and crevices and electrical wires and motherboards and shit like that need to be cleaned out, you know, properly. Your poor PlayStation. You need to go to the doctor, bud. You need to find out what is wrong with you, get the medicine for it, and get yourself better. I know leaving me was very, very disruptive to your physical state of mind, but you can't let it affect you like that. You will be back. We will see each other. You need to go to the doctor, get the medicine. You listen to Terry. Terry, Terry will break her foot off in your ass. You need to go to the doctor. Matter of fact, she will break her foot off in your Watusi, and I will film it and put it on your channel. And now, the video you've all been waiting for, Midwest history comes alive, getting rectally penetrated by a woman because he won't do what he's supposed to do. Let's see this from another angle. I didn't have time to move, no warning, but it still works fine, just smells bad when it gets warmed up. I didn't have time to move, no warning, but it still works fine, just smells bad when it gets warm. Oh dear God. Until someone comes over and says, "Hey Tyler, why does your PlayStation smell like Taco Bell?" Go to the damn doctor. Don't make me get on a train and come out there for the sole purpose of physically harming you. Go to the doctor. See, it don't do me any good to threaten, guys, because he knows I don't have the money for it. So, It don't do me. Somebody else threaten him. Somebody else threaten him. It don't do me any good. He knows it's all false threats. It's like a 7.5 hour trip by car, guys. He knows it'd take me 3 weeks if I had to walk it. It'd probably take me a month because, I got to bring my cane with me and hobble. Can't afford a train. Can't afford an Uber. Don't have any other vehicle. Somebody else threaten him. I'm wasting my breath. Hey, Adam. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. I'll send you out there, Ty. Get yourself. Dr. Jay and I will drive Big Red there on our way to Michigan and take your butt. Why does my PlayStation smell like stomach acid? And you're not eating properly, which might be half your problem. When your stomach's upset, saltine crackers, couple slices of bread, clear liquids, not coffee, clear liquid, flour-based products, stuff that can soak up the ick in your stomach, bud. You have daughters. I know you got bread in that house. You got kids. You probably got crackers too. My 82-year-old uncle calls me whenever the Yankees hit a home run. I don't really care. When he calls, I put the channel on so he thinks I'm paying attention. Love that guy. That's cool. That is cool. Not just bread, but toast. There you go. Yep, no dairy. God, no dairy. No dairy, no spicy. You gotta take care of yourself, bud. And I'm just picking on you, but if I didn't love you, I wouldn't pick on you. Me and you've been friends for a long time. And when I know you're not taking care of yourself and you're sick, it gets me to worrying. You don't like me when I worry. Take care of yourself. Soft-boiled eggs. Hey, what's the difference between a soft-boiled egg and a hard-boiled egg? I never found a way to soft-boil an egg. Mine are always hard-boiled. Well, they're hard-boiled till I take the shell off of them. Then they're soft. Yeah, exactly. Just want you to feel better. Oh, the yolk is running. I got you. Oh, God, no, Tony. You don't want him to take a Viagra. His luck, things will get stuck in his throat. He'll have a stiff neck all day long. Soft boiled only get cooked for 2 minutes. Oh, like the ones I made last time for my salad. I got you. I actually cooked them long enough that the whites were done, but the yolks weren't, because all the richness in an egg is in the yolk. So when I cracked them open, peeled the shells and stuff off, I could cut them in half and actually wash all the yolk out of them, and then I could slice up the whites and put it on my salad. Gotcha. Nothing was settling with my stomach. I didn't drink coffee that day. My acid reflux was flaring up. My breathing still so hard to take deep breaths. You better hope and pray you've not picked up that new variant, dude. It is going around like crazy. There's not been any reported hospital cases in Michigan that I know of yet, at least not around here. But out west, there have been a lot of reported cases. There are a few states that certain cities have reported no empty hospital beds again. So you might want to be real careful and be checked out again. You might have that Biden variant where you test positive, then the next day test negative, and then 2 days later test positive again, then test negative the next day. You just never know. Been messaging you for 3 months, bro. I've been worried about you. Messaging me or messaging Tyler? I've not got anything from you, Adam. I'm soaking in the love. She's funny. I got to explain exactly, Drew. Yolk is my favorite part of the egg. You get a hold of yourself. Oh, okay. Ty, please take care of yourself. All the girls have. Yet the CDC has substantially relaxed COVID restrictions. There's a lot of cities, believe it or not. I know Los Angeles, I think it was talking last week about making the masks mandatory again in public. So it's either San Francisco or Los Angeles was talking about making the masks mandatory. I think there was a city in Washington that was talking about it. I think there was one in Colorado that was talking about it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. I got hacked on Messenger account. I'm on my old account. Well, all you got to do on your Messenger account is go in to Facebook and change your password. And they won't be able to, because since Messenger comes off your Facebook, once you change your password, they won't be able to have access to your Messenger anymore. Biden took that antiviral med. That's what screws the testing up. Ah, gotcha. People hacked my Facebook and changed everything. So what you're saying is now is the time to mess with her. Get on there and pretend I'm carrying on a conversation with you, knowing it's really her, and talk about all the sweet, awesome, loving, compassionate things that we talk about her on a regular basis. Make a bunch of shit up. I still wear my mask in public. Please let some dumbass say something negative. Yep. Most definitely. I wear mine when I go to the city. Like I said, there's not been any cases here in my area, any of our small towns. Um, so I risk it, but then again, I've had the shot. I'm just like a month out from getting my first booster on it. The only reason I did it, of course, you guys know, was because of Grandma, 83 years old, 84 years old. I couldn't risk going out doing my events and going places and then possibly bringing it home to her. I mean, the last time she had it, there was a couple days there that we didn't know if she was going to make it or not. All she did was slept. So, and when she was up and around, she was dizzy. She'd only stay sitting out the table for a half hour or so, sometimes just long enough to smoke a cigarette. She'd go right back in and lay down again. I bet that woman was sleeping 16 hours out of the day. On Monday, when I call my lawyer, she will be happy. She should have tried to enroll my kids. She shouldn't have tried to enroll my kids in school this year with her address and phone number. Well, how about that? Another really bad case of duh. Too many illegally purchased over-the-counter medications going through that system. The brain ain't working right no more. None here either. My doctor said he wanted me to get the second booster. I told him Jay hasn't even gotten the first booster. Live alone, so the risk is all on me. Well, yep, it's not been 6 months yet, so it's not time for my first booster yet. It's not been 6 months since my last shot. I got the first two. I'm just waiting on the first booster now. And so far I've been good. Don't leave the house much. My choice. I don't leave the house much. It's not my choice. But, the wife told me today, she said, so what do you want for dinner tonight? I said, well, we got taco leftovers in the fridge and stuff like that. Taco salads sound good, but you need to stop and grab another head of lettuce. And she said, well, why don't you walk uptown and grab a head of lettuce? I'm like, not on my knees. Not on my knees, I ain't walking up there. Did you get clots at the first? Yes, I did get that blood clot in my left leg after my first shot, or after my second shot. Well, we found it after the second shot. We don't know when it actually formed. But it started bothering me, what was it, about 2 weeks after... about 2 weeks after the second shot is when we found it. Obviously, Drew, she asked Brenna to have either her or my mom take the kids to the zoo so she could meet up and see the kids because the older kids miss them. Oh. Tough titty, kitty. That's what I'd say. as long as you and Brenna have been friends, it completely behooves me. That's my word of the day, guys. It behooves me. Why she thinks that Brenna is going to do things that's going to break the law to help her out. And why in the world she thinks for a second your mom is going to break the law to help her out. That even behooves me more. Research has shown blood clots are mainly from COVID. Of course, there's always exceptions to every rule. Big storm hitting us, so if I disappear from chat, it's not because I didn't want to be here. Perfectly understood, bud. Perfectly understood. We need another big storm. And I can imagine what them prairie storms are like out there in, Arizona. It's like Santee told me. Drier than a bone out there until it rains, and sometimes when it rains, when it rolls down out of the mountains, you get a little river right there that's not there the other 11 months out of the year. So let's just hope and pray that your storms don't cause any undue damages or flooding or anything there in your area, Adam. Some people that have had COVID develop blood clots weeks to months after, long haulers. Well, I know that I know my clot is still breaking up. Still breaking up very well with the medication I'm taking, with the blood thinner and stuff. I feel it more over in this lung than I do in this one now. But every day, especially when I get up and move around, when I'm doing things here, working out in the yard, whatever the case may be, I have a very uncomfortable time breathing. Yeah, Jan, they said it could take up to a year for this clot to completely break up. But being on the dosage of the medicine I'm on, they said I shouldn't have to worry about another one. So, but yeah, I still have a lot of discomfort. I carry an inhaler with me. I mean, I showed you guys. I've got one here. I've got one in the bedroom next to the bed. I've got one in the car. I've got one I carry in my jacket pocket, just in case I'm out walking. I don't take no chances. Sorry guys, infection control was one of my careers after getting out of the ER. I'm fascinated with the subject. What's not to be fascinated about it? The medical field is absolutely incredible, and it's evolving, it's changing every year. New treatments are discovered, new viral infections are discovered. So I mean, it's amazing how medicine is changing. I mean, it wasn't that long ago we was using leeches to clear up to clear ourselves up. Paranormal Highway, what is up? Hope you're doing well. Okay, you're up in the mountains, Adam. All right. I wasn't sure exactly where you was. I mean, I know the part of the state you're in, but I didn't know exactly the location of your place of residence. So I'm glad you're on high ground at least. Water should run away from you, but you're the first to get the storms. Exactly. So how have you been, Paranormal Highway? Not seen you in a while. Hope you've been doing well. Um, while I was relaxing today in there watching The Rifleman, I started compiling photos for the first video for next week. Think you guys are going to get a good chuckle out of this one. If you can laugh at the dead, if you can laugh at the dead, he's been doing a lot of lives. Okay, that's probably why I've not been catching them. Once I get done in here, I shut the computer down, go in and sit with the wife, and I spend enough time away from her. At least she don't feel neglected anymore. So I catch up on my lives and stuff from the evening time. I catch up on those the next morning when I'm sitting in here at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to do. But yeah, I guarantee you guys will get some good chuckles out of this first video for next week. I'm not going to tell y'all what it's about, but let's just say that the photos that I downloaded today are, I believe the word would be amusing. We'll leave it with that. I know what I'll be doing in a week. Week from tonight, I'll be eating steak. Yummy, yummy steak. I was certified ER nurse. The test was harder than the state boards for my RN. The ER was soup to nuts. Hardest thing I ever did. I loved it, but after 20 years, oh yeah, you have to burn out. Seeing the things that an ER nurse does, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. When I lived in Texas, I thought about becoming. I thought about becoming an EMT. My girlfriend's best friend's mom was a trainer, and we sat down one day and started talking about the things that an EMT sees, and I decided that I couldn't do it. Babies on the road, car accidents, elderly couples, young couples. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. I remember when I was driving my cab down there, the short time I did that before I started working in security, I seen a dude fly by me when I was pulling out of a shopping center, and 5 miles down the road, his bike was laying up against an old 74, 75 Ford pickup truck, and he was about 30 yards the other side of it with a long trail of red leading up to him. Couldn't do it. Yep, they will be up. Jan and Jay will be up here on Thursday night for Ghostorama. We're going to hang out all day Friday. Of course, they'll be on the live streams with me on Friday. Jay is Jay's cooking steak on Friday night on the grill. The wife's taking care of the other goodies while me and Jan just kind of kick back and enjoy not having to do nothing. And I'm going to be sitting back enjoying me some steak. I've done that too, worked on the life squad. Not I, says me. But hey, I'm gonna take a beeline to the P line real quick. You guys know how it goes. Just talk real nice amongst yourselves, and I'll be right back in a second. Oh, there we go. Have a drink and kick back. There you go. That's it. I've seen some shit. That's where I started with the EMT. I should write a book. Time's up. Get back here. Roll it back, you know. Yeah, exactly. Hit them head on or wrap them around them. Well, my earthwork, fire department, or work in the firehouse. Amen to that. You know, I'm always a big supporter of our first responders, our firemen, our police officers, our EMTs, even our emergency room doctors and nurses, because, you know, we go visit the family once they've been taken care of. It's these people that take care of them. And I just don't have the stomach for it. Maybe if I never had kids, I would have been able to do it. But every time I think about a small child in a car accident, much like, you know, when I was younger, whenever I was in a store and I would hear a baby cry, I would PTSD flash back to my own kids crying and want to go run to them to see what was wrong. I can't disassociate. I would make a lousy police officer. I would make a lousy EMT because I can't disassociate. Leaving the firehouse and the squad, I always wondered what I would see. Yeah, that guy on the motorcycle, it was really sad because he had just got the bike for Christmas, like 3 weeks before, and he had rode it to work, and it was a gift from his wife and their 1-year-old baby or something like that, and because he'd always wanted a crotch rocket. And when he got back from the service, About 6 months later, his wife bought him this crotch rocket for a present for Christmas. And he was speeding home from work, and these people pulled out of a bank parking lot and didn't look, and he hit it right on the passenger front quarter panel, flipped over the hood, and I mean the bike was obliterated. It was terrible. It was terrible. I truly admire volunteer firefighters and ambulance. Yep. Yep. The sad thing is that the people seen him as he was coming at them, and he tried to swerve to miss them. If he would have went on and gone straight, he probably would have missed the front of the truck. But they seen him as they were as they were crossing the oncoming lane, and just barely got into his lane, and they stopped the truck. So he tried to swerve to go behind the truck and wound up hitting right on the quarter panel because they stopped. So that's what was really the really sad thing of it. It was an unfortunate accident that probably could have been avoided if there was another 2 seconds to avoid. So, was up for hours on Terry, never got paid. I did it to help people. Yep. Down to 73 degrees. The kids are outside playing like crazy. I can hear them all over the front of the house next door. Wife will probably go to pull out tomorrow morning and have to stop to get the bicycles out from in front of the driveway. They're cute kids, though. Can't fault them for leaving a bicycle laying around. I'm going to go talk to our friends across the alley tomorrow. They've known her for years. I'm going to see if they want to come over and get her and go back to their place, or them or their daughters want to come over here, bring their kids over and hang out with her. Don't know about after when Steph gets off. Have no clue whatsoever. Steph wants to come up when she gets off work and spend the last few hours up there with us, and of course, do the investigation, the after hours investigation and stuff. But we don't know. We don't know. Her mom, I talked to her mom this morning, grandma's daughter, and I guess she has plans, because she was originally going to come to Ghost-A-Rama, her and one of her friends, but one of her other friends had asked her to go somewhere with her, and she flubbed up the dates. So they're actually going to leave early in the morning next Saturday and won't be back till late in the evening. So I don't know about after Steph gets off. Steph may have to come home. Who knows? But I'll talk to Rick and Trina. They're probably watching. They usually do tune in to watch live streams once in a while and stuff, but just don't say anything. So who knows? Who knows? I know it really upset me because Steph requested the day off, and because several people requested the day off like weeks and weeks and weeks ago. She was actually one of the last two, to request the day off. So they told her chances are she probably wasn't going to get it because everybody else had seniority. So we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Poop happens. Pew pew. Every day. Every day. I'm just hoping that our equipment vendor shows up that we had set up to come down for Ghostorama. Check into some new equipment, something that's going to make the investigations just a little more interesting. Mark has yet to figure out his SLS camera, which I've been really looking forward to seeing in action. Um, but definitely need to get this thing transferred over into a portal and work on some new equipment. Need to get some new business cards ordered now. Now that I've changed everything with the channel. It's August. What happened to October? Um, Ghostorama's always Ghostorama's always been August 20th. Um, we've got stuff going clear up until snowfall time, and then we're going to start looking more back into the inside investigations. But honestly, Captain, if you live near me, you'd be able to bring Grandma to my house, or I would drop by to keep an eye on her. It would actually probably be better to have somebody come here. Um, I'm sure you've dealt in your years in the medical field, I'm sure you've dealt with people who have had strokes or have dementia or Alzheimer's. They're a lot, their responses to stimuli is a lot like an autistic child. They don't like change and they get very, very confused um, with change. And besides that, she knows how to walk in her house and not trip over shadows. Um, she might see, especially with the hole in her cornea. It's she's always got that black over her eye, so she'll see something out of the corner of her eye, a shadow or something, and she'll lift her leg up, and next thing you know, that's when she's on the floor. So I keep telling her I'll let her borrow my eye patch that I have to use when I'm outside, which Jan and Jay's not experienced that yet. I actually, now the hazing over my eye has got so bad that I have to use an eye patch now when I'm outside, or it looks like somebody has licked their fingers or stuck their fingers in cooking oil and rubbed them all over the lens of a glass and left the other one clear. So I've got this blurry haze that's always over this eye, and when it gets really, really bright out, it's like a white light being shined in my eye. So when I'm outside now, I wear an eye patch. Um, I look like I look like a pirate. Arr. Yeah, she is. She's more comfortable in her own home. She used to walk across the street to the old school teacher's house, out in front of our house, or she would walk over to her friend Booney's over here right across the alley. Um, Now she'll tell us, I want to go check on my girlfriend, and she'll walk out front and she'll stand out front here, and then she'll realize, nope, can't do it, and she'll come right back in the house. So we'll call the woman across the street and have her come over and hang out with Grandma for an hour or so, and um, or we'll walk her over to Boonies, or we'll walk her over across the alley over here to her friends. And that way she gets out of the house once in a while. I get along well with pirates. Well, I'm going to utilize the eye patch the weekend after Ghostorama is the Michiana Ren Fair, when I'll be hooking up with a group of pirate reenactors that put on the Pirate Festival on Lake Michigan every year. They'll be coming down to do the Michiana Ren Fair, and I've been promising them for 2 years now that I would join them, and not had the chance. Not had the chance to yet. And the leader of their group wants me to actually teach them how to primitive camp, do away with all the modern tintage that they take to events, and invest in canvas tintage that actually fit the time period that they try to represent. So I'll be teaching them how to primitive camp. They go by muscle memory because she is so used to her. Yeah. Oh, I do too. I love primitive camping. It's so much nicer than setting up a modern tent and stuff. Of course, I cheat. I have to, with my back and stuff like that. I can't sleep on the ground anymore. One little ripple in the ground, and I've got a tick in my back that won't go away for nothing. So of course, I've got my steel frame cot. Um, The only bad thing about the Ren Fair this year is they're doing it for the first year at the fairgrounds, so we're not even going to be by the river. Um, the city decided to restructure the park, so there's not enough room there now for as large as the event gets. Um, but that's okay. I don't mind being at the campground or being at the fairground. Only bad thing is you can't have any ground fires. They don't mind if you burn the grass, but they don't want you digging holes. So, the guys have got this large steel disc with like 4-inch walls on it that we'll be cooking over. Of course, I'll take my iron set and stuff so they can hang pots and coffee pots and things like that over the fire. Um, all part of primitive camping. Got to have your iron set with a whole array of S-hooks. Yeah, sticks and dirt. Sticks and dirt. Good night, Terry. You have yourself a good weekend as well, and we will catch you first of the week. Have a good weekend yourself, dear. Of course, next Wednesday, as long as I'm back in time to do my stream with Danny Wednesday night, I will be back working with our local musician, Jason Paul, doing more of his music for him, recording him playing his music so he can get his music copywritten. So chances are the videos will be coming out on Sunday and Tuesday this week instead of Monday and Wednesday. Makes it hard with the metal pit. We always use rocks to make the circle and fire in that. I always dig a hole, but it seems like every time I go to a fairground, when I used to live down in central Indiana, the Tecumseh Lodge in Tipton, Indiana, always does one of the big intertribal powwows on Powwow Highway. And we have native dancers from all over the country come down there Labor Day weekend to to do the powwow, and they're the same way. They don't mind if you burn the grass at the surface, but they don't want any ground fires. They don't want any holes or anything dug. They ask you to bring some kind of a burning surface. So some people take trash can lids. Some people have the bottoms of oil drums cut out. Some people have these fire pits custom made by a fabrication place. Um, and then they've got all the little fancy things that, screw to the side that swivel back and forth to set pots on and stuff like that. Um, so I'm used to the burn pan kind of deal. Yeah, a lot of um, fairgrounds don't want the fire pits dug in the ground because then they've got blotches of dead grass all over the place. So they would rather you bring something to burn your fire in, and then that way they can just go over it and scrape the dead grass off, and new grass will grow where the burnt grass was. Might take a couple years, but it still works out. Dang, they killing each other out there? I just heard, ah! Man, we are down to 6.5 minutes already. What the hell happened to our Friday night? Jeez Louise. The only bad thing about doing these live streams, man, is it flies by. Um, well, I know we got a tree frog out here on the oak tree right across the driveway here. I hear that chirping. Other than that, it's just the kids screaming. I don't even have a raven in here. I need to get one of those. Somebody remind me at Halloween time, like when the dollar store or something puts out their Halloween stuff, here in like a week. Somebody remind me to get one of those little frickin' ravens so I can put him somewhere up here. I feel kind of lost without my raven around. Believe it or not, our dollar stores do not have their Halloween stuff out, or at least they didn't last week when I was out there the last time. They're still trying to get rid of all their 4th of July stuff. We've got like this whole island when you first walk in the door at our dollar store, and they've still got flags and banners and red, white, and blue star and stripe cups and coffee mugs and t-shirts and I don't know. I'll have to get the wife to run to the dollar store or something with me sometime over the weekend. I'll see if they got that stuff out yet. I think I have a dollar. I think I have a dollar, $2 for a Raven somewhere. We received All Hallows Eve candy that came in last week already. Oh, okay. And who knows, even if the dollar store don't have it, maybe Walmart or something does. It's amazing how people in retail get their stuff, 2 or 2.5 months before the holiday. It's hilarious, especially around here in a small town where you've only got a couple of dollar stores to do your shopping at. Anything that's not grocery related. I mean, they got a few groceries, but you guys know how dollar stores are. They'll bring in the Christmas stuff before Halloween and Thanksgiving. The day after Halloween, or sometimes the day before Halloween, the Thanksgiving stuff's out. A week before Thanksgiving, the Christmas stuff is out. And they're still getting rid of that stuff almost to Valentine's Day. But your Valentine's stuff is out on January 1st. Well, I think it's hilarious the way they do it personally. That's just me. I laugh at the dumbest shit sometimes. Oh, the joke I was going to tell you guys this morning. That's the thing. Oh, God, dude, I can't afford Home Depot. I can't afford to go to Home Depot. Wish I could. They do have some really cool stuff. The joke I was going to tell you guys this morning. Mother-in-law stopped by her son and daughter-in-law's house. And she just walked in, like mother-in-laws do. And there's the daughter-in-law laying on the couch, completely naked. Completely naked. And she says, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" And she said, "This is my evening loving outfit." She said, "Your what?" She said, "My evening loving outfit." She says, "Let's just call it my loving dress." And she said, "I don't understand." She goes, "I'm waiting for Stephen to come home right now. Maybe get a little evening loving in." She said, "Does it work?" And her daughter-in-law looked at her and she says, "More often than you would think." So the mother-in-law runs home, gets all of her stuff done, runs in the house, gets everything put away, jumps in the shower, puts on some really, really nice perfume and stuff, and lays herself out on the couch to await her husband coming home. He walked in the door. He said, "Jesus Christ, woman, what are you doing?" She said, "This is my evening loving dress." He said, "Your what?" She said, "It's my evening loving dress. What do you think?" He looked at her. He said, "Needs ironed." God's honest truth. It's because the warehouse are getting Christmas items from manufacturers already and need to make room. And it's really funny too, Templar, that you mentioned that, because I'm all the time teasing our manager at Family Dollar and Dollar General. And I'll ask them, it's like, okay, well, Christmas is over. How much of this stuff did you pull out of the back corner of the storeroom before Christmas that you still have to carry back there again and put back because you've had it back there in the corner for 3 years now, and they keep sending you the same amount every year. So regardless of what you sell from your old stock, you always put more back than what you bring out. And they just shake their head and start laughing. It's like, my God, dude, every year, 7 or 8 cases of Christmas trees, 4, 5, 6 cases of Christmas ornaments, little hang-up things, all this stuff. Every year, regardless of what we tell them we already have in stock that we have had for years, they send us the same amount every year. So we always put more back than what we get out. I'll never understand it. I'll never understand how retail works like that. It's like Walmart. You run out of 2,000 items in a week. You put in an order, and they send you what the warehouse says you need, not what you physically actually need. So the hooks might stay empty. I remember when we were having our Scottish wedding and getting set up for it, we were looking for Ashlyn a tiara to wear with her dress. And the hook at Walmart, where they had the little rhinestone tiaras, was empty for 4 months. Luckily, they finally got the tiaras in like 3 weeks before the wedding. But the hook was empty, and every time we went, I would ask the girl, did you get the order in for the tiaras? Yes, we did. But they send us what their computer says we need, not what we physically actually need. I'll never get it. But all right, guys, it is after 9. It is time for me to turn the fan on high, take off this shirt, and start downloading some more photos for Sunday's video. Another Friday evening gone by. But thank you all so much for coming in, hanging out, shooting the poo with me, all that fun stuff. Of course, don't forget, like I said, videos will probably come out Sunday and Tuesday this week because I will be working with Jason Paul, recording his music videos on Wednesday. And then Thursday, Jan and Jay will be here. Of course, you guys will see them on Friday on the live streams with me. As long as the weather's nice, we're going to have to stream outside, because there ain't no room here for 3 people. There's not enough room here for 1 people. So, and then next weekend, Ghosterama. So, you guys all have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. We'll catch y'all first of the week. Y'all have a good weekend.